Alrighty, welcome to another one. Today, we're going to be throwing on the mirrors, finally. I was going to wait a little longer, but there is a truck meet tonight, so might as well throw them on. I got another guy that's interested in the old ones, so figured we'll throw them on. We're going to fix the rock lights for tonight. There's one that's dead out of the 4, so I'll have to do that. And then I gotta make some adjustments on the bed stack, but that's about it. So yeah, we're gonna do that, and I'll show you the process of putting in some new Boost Auto mirrors for the 07.5 to 14 models of Sierra, and yeah, we'll go from there. So these are the mirrors. Yeah, they're still in the packaging, but nice and fancy new. I don't know if you can. Ooh. Fancy chrome. Of course, I had to go with chrome. I like the chrome polished look on a truck. It just looks perfect. So we'll bring these out to the garage, get the truck fired up, pulled in the garage, and yeah. Okay, we're in the garage. Got the truck pulled in, mirrors there. Found a little heater. We got that thing set up. It's putting out a little heat, but it's not bad outside with the sun. But inside in the garage, it's pretty cold still. But yeah, first things we're gonna do is down below here, where the exhaust stack elbow meets the rest of the exhaust pipe. I just gotta do some things with that clamp, and then that rock light. Yeah, that rock light's dead. So we'll swap that out and swap these old mirrors out. And let's get started. Okay, so first things first that you're going to want to do when you're swapping out these mirrors is you're going to want to take off your lock. This one's gone because I broke it. But on the other side there, it's a lock. You just pop out the clip and then it slides right up and off. And then there's one guy here, and then there's one behind here. You just got to pop that guy up. So, and then we'll pop this guy off too, and then should be able to just yank the door off again and start on the process. Now what you'll be looking for is these little guys you'll find behind. So there's the first one behind the door. I got that one out already, and then there's 2 there that you got to pop out. And just be careful when you're pulling them out, because if you do drop them, they will fall in there. You can get them out once you pop the door off, but it is a pain because they might get lost kind of in the bottom of that metal sill. So if you got a magnet, you'll find it. If not, you might not be so lucky. So just be careful when you're popping that off. Pop that triangle piece off. So as you can see here, we'll pull this foam out. Just kind of work at it. You can feel that there's bolts kind of popping out there, but there we go. So there's one there, second one's there, third one's there. Pop them off, and then the mirror just slides out. But the only reason we gotta get the door off is because the mirror ties into here, obviously for mirror controls, and then for heat and signal and everything, it all goes through this wiring harness. And then everything else that we got to send through, we got to send down through the door and through there to get to the cab, which will be for our running lights now. So yeah, we'll pop the door off here and get to that. A little trick I suggest when you get the door off, there's all those clips you'll see behind that just kind of pop in to everywhere. That's what keeps the door on. Instead of disconnecting everything, what you can do is just kind of prop it up and let it hang on your window part, and then this way you don't have to deal with popping all those clips out and the stupid door handle out, and then having to, just for the ease of access. This makes life a little bit harder, but honestly still pretty easy. I let it just rest those bottoms when I'm working on it and just kind of keep my leg and support on it. But this is our mirror wiring harness. It was plugged in below here. I already popped it out. You'll find it, and it's actually super easy. As far as most clips go, I always have to use a flat screwdriver. These ones I never do. Just your thumb, you can kind of see it there. You just press down on that, and then you just pull it out. And this is for that backup light. harness, I believe. Either that or the running lights. So yeah, we'll pull this out. We'll take these bolts off and pull the old mirror out, and then we'll do the same thing on that side, and then we'll start the process of the new ones. Alrighty, got one of the new mirrors out of the wrap. It looks so nice. So nice I don't even want to put it on because my truck doesn't look that nice, but whatever. Got the other mirror off. So both mirrors are off. Both door panels are propped open. And yeah, we'll throw, that one's the driver's side one, I believe. Yeah, so this one's the driver's side one, so we'll throw it on here, and yeah, it's pretty straightforward. Just be careful when you're doing it, because just grab the wiring harness out from underneath it. So this is your wiring harness. That's what plugs into your door panel, and then this is your extra wires. So I'll have to look at the manual, but I believe white and gray are reverse lights, and then the orange is the running light. But yeah, just feed one in at a time through that hole, and then put the mirror through, and make sure you have a nut with you so that when you're holding it, you can kind of feed a nut through to the other side, because it won't just stay as is. You'll have to put a nut through, otherwise it just kind of falls off. But I'm going to try and clean that up a little bit before I put something back on there. Might as well, since it's off. And yeah, we'll throw this one on. Alright, we got her bolted in. Make sure you don't tighten these too tight, but yeah, no, it's looking good. It's looking level. We'll know for sure when we close the door, and then I'm not going to pop this cover on until I'm completely done and I can close the doors and then check that the heights are all good. So this is not like I got a screw or a bolt that's too loose or something. I did tighten them pretty good, but make sure not to over tighten them. You can snap these. I've snapped them on that other mirror and then had to go get bolts and fish them through, and not fun. But next up is your wiring harness here. You just want to feed it down through here, then it goes down, and then you can feed it back out through here, and then up to your control board. But yeah, we have that for our connector, and I have these wires. I'm trying to check. Yeah, they go back there. So these wires were used for the old mirror lights that I used to run, and I'm just gonna tape the new harness to this guy, and then I can pull it back through. But if not, it is kind of a pain. You'll probably have to pop that boot off and try and fish the wire through. Or you can buy, I'll try and find it here, but you can kind of see. So there, like looking in line, it looks pretty level, so it looks good. But I have some of this. It's just Dollarama. It's just wire, but it's just barely thick enough that when it comes to running stuff through the firewall or your doors, you can just tape wire to it, run it through. It's a bit more solid than wire, obviously. It makes running and pulling wire so much easier. But yeah, that's a little trick. But we'll get that plugged in. This is the wiring harness we're gonna feed through. Oh, that's the other thing. There we go. So that's that new wiring harness. They're spliced ends. I'm probably gonna re-splice them. And then that's our part that plugs in inside the door. So yeah, we'll get started on that. Okay, so we got it all in here. Yeah, the mirror's hooked up there into the control panel on the door, and then this one is fed. I fed it down through here. I don't know if that's really an issue. Like, the window is there. I kind of feel like that is close, but I don't know. I might try and clean that up a little bit better, just so it's for sure not going to be in any way. But I doubt it. I feel like it'll be fine. There's not really a pinch point there that I think it's going to find, but you never know. I don't know why that's loose. Anyway, fed it down through there. Got it hanging on the floor here now, just out. But yeah, just kind of, as you can see, tied it together there, and we'll do that door now and see how it goes. So sorry about the light here, but so I got the other one ran, And then I got that side done, and that side's ran through here to here. And what I'm gonna do now is these can just all run to one. So you just match orange to orange, white to white, gray to gray. Pretty straightforward. And I'm kind of cheating. I'm gonna just be using these. They're super easy to use, and it's just, yeah, you put one in, clamps it in line, then you don't have to splice on a whole nother wire, because this one will be long enough to run to the firewall and to the fuse box where I need to go. It always talks about grounding to the frame. I don't know. I personally don't like doing that if it's possible. I ground straight to the battery. That's what I do. I don't know if that's better or not. To me, I just feel more comfortable and more safe doing that. So that's what I do. And then I know too, I don't have grounding issues that now I got to go search wherever I grounded it. I know everything's grounded there that I've run for lights. So if there's ever a grounding issue, I just check the battery and see if there's buildup. But we'll splice that in line, and then we'll run it through the firewall here. And if you've never run anything through your firewall yet on these trucks, it's super easy. But I don't know. Oh, I got poor lighting again, but it's just down there. You can see there's some this red wire here runs down that way. But there's a little rubber boot you'll find. It's along the firewall, and then you just run your wire through it. If you're having problems, use some of that like steel wire that I had shown earlier. It makes running wire a lot easier. Just cut yourself off a chunk, run it through, tape your wire to the one end, and then just pull it through, and you're good to go. I don't like doing that too often, because after I found that I've started to run some aftermarket wires through there, it starts to fill up. And then when you're poking metal rod through to kind of help run wires, you run the risk of just nicking them and then causing stuff to short out essentially. But I always kind of give myself enough slack on the wires that I always run through the firewall. So if I'm ever having trouble running a wire through a firewall later, like now, if I struggle with it, I'll tape it to one of the previously run wires and then just kind of pull it a little bit, because I'll have enough slack in most of them. And then this way I can get it from the other side and then just pull it the rest of the way. But yeah, we'll run it through and test them out, I guess. That's pretty much it for it. I don't know. I thought it was going to take me a little bit longer, but it was pretty quick. So yeah, I'll finish that up. Then we'll see how it looks. We got it all finished, wired up here. The orange one is, oh shoot, I can't remember now. I'm trying to think here. The white one is the reverse, so that's your backlight. That's just mounted right here. That's your reverse light. Comes on when you unlock the truck. It comes on, so it's nice. I've noticed the one set of mirrors I had, it did work on them, and it was nice when you're parked in like the yard and it's dark. Hit the unlock, you can actually see the door handle. Or see beside your truck. And I know when I have my underglow hooked up, or if I leave my underglow light switch on, it's especially nice if I leave my truck on the field. I can unlock it, I can see everything around it, and you can see the truck really well at night, that's for sure. And it's cool, I like it. But yeah, so we got the reverse light that's tied into number 9, which is your trailer backup light. So if you had a trailer hooked up, that'd be backup. So I don't haul a trailer too much with this thing, so I don't know if that's going to cause any interference at all. We'll kind of see. And then the orange light's for your running light. That one they wanted hooked up to, trying to remember, 23. So that's just your park lights. So those lights are kind of always on. Those are these guys. Basically your marker lights, park lights, same kind of thing. But yeah, that's the running light essentially. And then the gray wires are ground, and I just ran that into there. And yeah, I think that'll be okay there. But yeah, that's how I wired everything up. So I'll just tuck it all up, and then I'll kind of show you how they look with everything turned on. Everything's tucked away. Hit the unlock. Flashes the signals twice, and then running lights come on. I do a little sequence thing, but Yeah, no, that looks sweet. It's gonna look really good at night, but I love the switchback look, and there, that's that backup light. I got the super bright ones. You can pick the regular, and then there's, yeah, the super bright, but I think they look sweet. And I'm digging the chrome. I'm gonna run black. I don't think I'm gonna paint match them, just because I got other black parts on the truck, like all the plastics and everything. I'm still running black, so it doesn't look out of the ordinary. Trim on the hood, it'll be fine. But yeah, no, I think it looks sick. Then you lock it and it flashes them once, obviously. But yeah, no, I think she's good. So we'll hook up the rear light that's rock light that's dead, and fix the stack, and that'll and then that'll basically be it. I got this bin of random wires and accessories and old pod lights. So we're gonna try and find one, see if we're gonna place that one, and yeah, we'll test them out and see which ones actually still work or not. But I need to buy some more. I want to run. I used to have it set up so I had one in each wheel well, 2 in the front, 2 on each side between the tires, and then 2 in the back. So that was 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Right? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Yeah. 12 lights, but I think I'm going to order 20, and then I got extras because for some reason I tend to kill rock lights when it's wintertime. Summertime, never do. Wintertime, constantly. I'll go through about like 2 to 5 rock lights in a winter, but I think it's just salt and washing it, but whatever. We'll try and find one out of the bin here that works just by hooking up to either my battery or a Milwaukee battery and see if they work, and then hook them in. There we go. So all done, putting everything together. Yeah, I think everything worked out pretty well. But the mirrors look terrific. They look great. So yeah, if any of you guys have questions on installing those mirrors or whatever, or running rock lights or anything, I'm not a professional, but I have done it, so I know what I'm doing kind of. But yeah, feel free to let me know. And other than that, we'll see you later.